Skyzone.Society.
Yo, what's going on to all my people out there in the sports world? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's your favorite sports podcast. If you don't know the name, let me put you on game. You know what I mean? It's the Zone Sports Podcast. I'm one half of your host, your boy Big V. For all my people that can see me on the YouTube / hear me on the SoundCloud, I got my guy over here. What's popping, my G?
What's going on, yo? It's your boy COOLC. Never dating the floozy. Yo, man, it's your boy COOL. Always wondering, especially this week, what the hell? Yo, it's your boy Corey, never telling the same old story. For those in YouTube land, man, we got to sign up for you out back. It's your boy Corey. Big Vito.
Yes,
What's
sir.
up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm ready to get into this sports talk. You know what I mean? Like you said, it's a lot going on, you know.
Woo.
We got a couple of topics for our listeners, you know what I mean? And shout out to all the listeners who be tuning in every week, whether it be 10 or 10 million. We love all y'all. But before we jump into it, I got to let y'all know who we sponsored by. We sponsored by my brand, Skyzone.Society. Make sure you're shopping at Skyzone.Society.BigCartel.com. Swing through, man. Get you a hoodie. Get you a candle. You know what I mean? Get you a t-shirt as well. You know what I mean? Corey.
Gosh.
Corey.
Gosh.
You know, man, it's a lot that we could cover throughout this sports podcast just based on this week alone. You know what I mean? Oh, my God, man. But you know what, Corey? We're going to start at the very top.
Okay.
And I got to ask the question, Corey. Because it's been out here since last week. Well, since about 2 weeks ago. It's been out here. But especially since last week.
My God.
Corey, I gotta ask, man. Gotta ask the question. And I want, we gotta talk to the people out here in the sports world, man.
Yeah.
The question is, should Tua, I don't know how you say his last name. We just gonna say Tua.
Tagovailoa,
it's something like it.
They know what we talking about.
They know what we talking about. Corey, man. Should Tua consider retiring, man? And for my people, before you answer, you know what I mean? I just want to let my people out there in the sports world know if you've been on the rock. You know what I mean? A couple of weeks ago, Tua took a crazy concussion injury. He said it was his back. Let me just say, I'm not going to say they as an organization, as well as he, said it was a back injury. If you watch the game, you will know it wasn't a back injury. He hit his head. No. The following week, when I'm going to say the following week, and about four days later, he had to play again, Thursday Night Football. He took another hit against the New York Jets?
This was
the last one was the Jets?
I think the Jets was Sunday, I believe. But I think it might have been, was it Baltimore? I can't remember. I can pull it up real quick.
Either way, man, he took a nasty hit. And this one was definitely a concussion hit. Some people say that this one was the one that kind of pushed the first one over. You know what I mean? It was basically a symptom of the first one that he had that they claimed was a back injury. You know what I mean? Yeah. And as of today, all of the sources out there, all of the professionals, because we're not professionals, we're not tapped in, but everybody that has a source in this thing has said that Tua has not resumed football activities, Corey.
Yeah.
So now I gotta ask you, it's going on over a week, no football activities, Corey.
Yeah.
Should Tua think about retiring, man?
Yes. Yep. This was so that Thursday night game was against the Bengals. When it happened. And then the lie where they said it was his neck or whatever was against the Bills. So yes, yeah. The question is, should he think about retirement, or as opposed to should he retire? Yeah, he should think about it. And if I was his big bro, I'll tell him this. I'll say, look, man, how much do you love the game of football? And he'll probably come, I love no. You don't answer to me. You don't answer to me. This is rhetorical. You ask this to yourself in the mirror when ain't nobody around. Like Colin Cowherd said, and I'm not saying Tua is like this. This is the point you're asking the question because we don't know. Do you love the game solely, or do you love more of what the game can do for you? Now, if you love the game, i.e., like a Tom Brady, like a Lawrence Taylor back in the day, so many other was Ray Lewis, whoever, name any of the greats, Joe Montana, Steve Young. Like if you love the game, and both don't have to be mutually exclusive, by the way. Right. But it may be a seesaw effect, right? I work my 9 to 5. I love what I do because at its core, I help people out. I help people. My job is making sure that you can do your job. Like I get off on helping people. But would I lie and say, well, yeah, I love doing IT work, but boy, I love the perks that comes with it financially. But I'm not getting tackled by 300-pound linemen for a living. I'm not doing that, right? And so if his answer is to himself, well, you know what? I really love what more of the game could bring me financially and what I could benefit from it, then he definitely needs to retire. But if he's kind of like, man, nah, I live and breathe this game, he do need to keep playing. But like we all know, as opposed, I'm not sure how many people seen the concussion movie with Will Smith back in the day. We're at the point now, Big V, we know. And we know what playing football is. Now, look, just like when you're a police officer, just because you're a cop and you get shot, should I say you should quit the force? Well, it depends. Do you like more of what you being a law enforcement officer or a fireman or an EMR response? Like, if it's in your blood to do this job, you know what the dangers are. In that case, I would say, yeah, but if you only love what it could do for you, man, get up out of there. Because it's crazy and it's an unforgiving game. Being a cop is an unforgiving profession. It's a thankless profession. And I just say, if you don't live and breathe it, get out now while you still somewhat got something going on upstairs, man. What you think? That's a tough question. It's a good question too.
What's the what's the name of that movie that Will Smith played in?
Oh, Concussion.
It was called Concussion, right?
Yep.
I'm glad you said that. Sometime within the past week or so, since Tua has had this thing happen to him, the real guy who Will Smith was playing in that movie has spoken out about Tua's concussion, and
I didn't know that.
He has came out and he has said he needs to retire. He himself has came out and said he don't need to take another snap in this league. He said if he values his life, he needs to retire, and he shouldn't have been out there after the first time.
No. And real quick, Big V, I just saw on Sports Center just now. I got it on. He's at practice. Tua is back at practice. He's not. He's doing throwing drills, so he's not in any contact or anything. But he is back at practice today. Go ahead.
And that's
there you go.
Listen, man. I'm gonna tell you like this, and I'm gonna just move on. I'm no doctor, but let me tell you something, man. They made a movie about this man who has came out and spoken and said, yo, fam, go take a seat. Please take a seat. That's what he's saying. If he's saying it, I'm going to take his advice and say, yo, Tua needs to think about retiring. If not after this season, I don't know when. Maybe cut this season short. Maybe not even go back out there. He's saying Tua should even go back out there.
Wow. And Big V, who's going to be the doctor that's going to medically clear him to go back to playing football? What doctor is going to want to put his name up there to say, that's the part me and my wife been talking about. Who is going to jump out there and be like,
hold on, Corey. Let's put a comma right there after who was going to jump out there, comma, after they just fired the other doctor who medically approved him to go back out there after the first hit. In comma. You know what I mean? Now what's going to happen?
Ooh.
I don't want to be in that seat.
Nah, bro. Me neither.
No, man. Corey, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even want to be in this seat that I'm in right now doing this podcast with this next fucking topic. Corey, but I couldn't gloss over the fact of the matter, Corey, that the Cowboys won again.
Yeah.
Dot. without Dak.
What the hell is going on, bro?
Corey, a couple of weeks ago, we came on this podcast and we laughed our asses off over the fact that Cooper Rush was going to lead the Cowboys.
Yes, we did. Down
this stretch while Dak was out. Corey, Cooper Rush is like 4-1 right now, man. We have to say it as loud as we laugh. You know what I mean? Yeah. We have to, man. We just got to. He is like 4-1 at this point, Corey.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on, Corey? And I came on this podcast as much as it pained me last week and said, yo, I think they may be for real. And this is what the viewers don't know too, Corey. I text Corey Sunday
and the words out of my mouth.
And I literally text him and said, yo, if the Cowboys win today, they are going to the playoffs. I'm going to stand on that. Yo, they just beat the Rams, Corey. And like you said last week, if this was college football, yo, Lee Corso would say, my friends, this is a signature win.
Yep.
Yo!
Yeah.
They beat the Super Bowl champs last week,
yes,
Corey.
They did.
We have to say that. We have to say that, Corey. Without the starting quarterback too, Corey. And might I add, Corey, they're winning convincingly. 4-1. I mean convincingly, Corey. Do you understand what I'm telling you, man? I'm coming on this podcast now, and I'm going to wash my mouth out with fucking soap as soon as I get in the house. After saying this, man, I think the Cowboys are going to the playoffs.
You know what? Ladies and gentlemen, like Big V said, he sent me a text, and I want to read it verbatim real quick.
Do we have to?
Unfortunately, Big V stated Sunday, 3:22 p.m. I'm going to make a bold take that I don't want to make. So we don't want to make this because we're both certified Cowboy haters. He said if the Cowboys win today, they're going to the playoffs. I replied back, puke emoji, puke emoji, puke emoji. I hope the Giants debunk your theory with their win today. And I was hoping that the Rams would just mollywop the Cowboys because I'm like, for one, I don't feel like talking about them. But I do believe in giving the same energy when they screw up. You got to keep that same energy when they do it. And look, man, yes, the 49ers murdered the Rams last Monday, Monday Night Football game. And so I just knew that the Rams was just going to come in. And it's still Cooper Rush. That's what I'm tripping off of. It's still Cooper Rush. And I'm just like, I'm flipping back and forth on this game. And I'm like, okay, I see the score around halftime. Yeah, it's halftime. Man, still got a whole nother half to play.
Yeah.
I start to see the score during the third quarter. And I'm like, yo, what? Like, is my TV broke? What the? Man, I tune in to about the middle of the fourth quarter, and it's happening convincingly. And I don't know why. And it's like you said, man, if this is college, everyone's 4-1 ain't the same 4-1. Like,
right.
It's just It's not. And I don't care what you say. This is the NFL, dog.
Yes.
This is the freaking NFL.
Yes.
And I don't care if it's the Jaguars. I don't care if it's Cleveland. I don't care who it is. The only guys that these motherfuckers lost to was the Buccaneers.
Yes.
They beat, you think about it. They don't, like you said, Big V, they beat the Rams, Super Bowl champions.
Yep.
They beat the Super Bowl runner-up with Cincinnati.
Yep.
22-10.
Convincingly.
This breaks my heart to say this, but if the trajectory continues, the NFC East might mess around and have a wild card situation because the New York Giants, they doing their thing too. They doing their thing too. They balling, the boys got them boys looking good, and I'm up here like, wait a minute. Nah, at best, obviously the NFC least is what I like to call them. Is going to get one in by virtue of the division winner. They're not going to get a wild card. But you think about it, Big V. You got Dallas Cowboys, right? You got the Giants, and you got undefeated Philly. They could mess around and have a wild card. They could mess around and potentially take up both wild card spots. in the NFC.
That's insane.
That's crazy.
Especially as a week of a division it is. That's insane.
Yes. Kudos. Hey, kudos.
Hey,
I know Jerry. Yeah, go ahead, Big V.
Oh, go ahead.
Now, I'm going to say, you got Jerry Jones out here, saying like, hey, the Dak's going to come back and we're going to put him in. I don't know about that whole controversy thing that he wants, but I tell you what, I don't know, Big V. I think you ride the hot hand, and I get it. The pundits are saying that Cooper Rush has not been down a couple of scores, right? Like he hasn't did that whole come from behind thing.
Who cares?
Or whatever.
Who cares?
Right.
That's even better.
I care about the bottom line,
better.
Big V.
That's even better. That's even better. I don't want you to come from behind. Ever. I don't care if you are my starting quarterback. I don't ever want us to come from behind. If we are by 100, keep pounding. Paul.
That's like saying Nick Saban is upset that he can't trust his quarterback because Alabama hasn't came from behind. It's like, no, Alabama beats Cats 125-3.
They win.
So they win. What?
Yeah.
They win. It pains me to say this, but Cowboys are looking good, dog.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and some people are saying that, it's going to be a battle for that spot when Dak does decide to come back just because of the job that Cooper Rush has done. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying I wouldn't rush him. I would not rush him back.
No. That's a real quick. We gotta stop being surprised at the Giants. I mean, because when you have, let me tell you something. When you have Michael Vick as your quarterback, Corey, you're going to. Sorry, my bad. My bad. Danny Jones.
Danny Jones.
Danny Jones.
You're confused with Michael Vick.
Oh,
because Michael Vick used to trip over the turf all the time when he had an open field. Big V. He used to do that. Oh no, he didn't. Oh no, I got Vic confused with Daniel Jones. Okay, I'm sorry for interrupting, Big V. Go ahead. I'm over here. I'm screwing up over here, man. My mind is slipping. I don't know what's going on. Oh my God. Michael Vick and Daniel Jones. Give me a break.
Oh my goodness, yo. And that's crazy because it's only one team that that made Daniel Jones look like Michael Vick, and that is the Carolina Panthers. And that is funny because they fired their head coach this week, Corey. Yo, ladies and gentlemen of the Zone Sports Podcast, if you have been under a rock, after the loss that the Carolina Panthers suffered from at the hands of Corey's San Francisco 49ers, and I mean, I say suffered gently. Because let me tell you, because if you saw the game,
I watched every snap.
Yeah, so after the game, they fired their head coach Matt Rhule. They got him out of there real quick. Like I don't even think that he had time to even pack up his office. I think they told him, "Yo, family, don't even worry about it. We'll Uber everything to your crib. Don't trip. You know what I mean? We'll even pay for the movers. Don't even worry about it. We got your address, big dog. We still got your bank account number. Just leave now. Immediately. Go. Corey, this whole entire season, we have done nothing but come in here every week and laugh at the Carolina Panthers. Corey, and when I'm not on this podcast, I am laughing in the privacy of my own home, / on Twitter, / on social media, telling everyone who can listen how butt the Carolina Panthers are. Because guess what? There's been nothing short of butt this whole entire season. Corey, this is not surprising. We don't even have to stay on this long. Matt Rhule, if you have just watched the Giants game, you knew that this was not far behind. This was coming. This was expected, Corey. I laughed when I heard the news. I was on the floor laughing. Bruh, I promise you, and in the midst of me laughing, my man Ivo, shout out to Ivo.
Shout out.
He told me, he said, Matt Rhule at this point in time is putting his application on Indeed.com. Corey, the floor is yours.
You know what? I'm gonna push back a step because you said you saw it coming. I think a lot of people saw it coming. I actually did not see this coming. I thought he was going to get fired at the end of the year. And the only reason
I did too.
I thought that only because of the quarterback situation.
I got another one. I thought that he was going to ride the wave. That Corey, they gave him $62 million.
Yeah, and the thing is that with Baker Mayfield having an injury and coming to the press conference with a boot on, I'm like, oh, Matt Rhule kind of got a get out of jail free card. So I'm like, okay, well, to be honest, can't nobody really win in them circumstances, but I think it was just a lack of progress that you saw from the time that Matt Rhule got hired. And it has been a quarterback carousel with Sam Darnold not being an answer, Sam Darnold in and out the lineup, but you can make excuses all day. I've seen it happen before where you take a coach that got basically the same roster. It happened with my 49ers when Jim Harbaugh got there years ago. Same roster, and we're in the NFC Championship game. So coaches can make a difference. But I just thought it wasn't going to be doing mid-season with this here. And it was crazy. I was just on the phone with my dad that Sunday night of the beatdown that my 49ers bestowed upon them. And I was just like, nah, he'll make it to the end of the season. And I literally the next day, as usual, per usual on this podcast, I'm pretty much wrong about everything. And yet I was wrong about that too. So he did not make it. There you go.
Oh, man. Hey, man, maybe he will, land somewhere.
Well, look, I know we laughing and joking about him, but when you got fans showing up that got Fire Rule t-shirts on, they got Fire Rule t-shirts on. I'm laughing because of this, not necessarily because of that, but don't feel bad for Matt Rhule because you know what? The Panthers still owe him $40 million, Big V. They
do. Yeah. Oh,
that's why
good.
I'm laughing.
He's good. Because
let me tell you something right now. I love everybody at my job. I appreciate the opportunity. I need my job, or else I wouldn't be doing it. But let me tell you something right now. If my job, i.e., computer company, says, Corey, we're going to get rid of you, but we're going to give you $40 million, I'd be like, man, look.
I'm out.
Peace.
I'm out, man. I'm out.
Peace. So Matt Rhule is okay. That's why we laughing, y'all. I don't root for nobody to get fired, but damn it, boy, if you're going to get fired, he got a hell of a golden parachute. I tell you that right now.
Man,
he got a platinum parachute.
Well, that's why I was saying that I thought that they would at least let him maybe ride it out because they gave him so much money.
Right. It was a 6-year too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was, man. It was, man. But Corey, things don't last forever, man.
Oh, this hurts me right here, man. This one hurts me right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, Tom Brady is going through some relationship things with his wife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Gisselle has been in the news quite vocally. Well, I ain't gonna say the news, the media, seemingly quite vocal, about things that just, some things that weren't going as expected, from Tom, some expectations that she wanted met that weren't met. You know what I mean? Some say that's why Tom may be struggling this season. Let me not say Tom. The Bucks may be struggling this season a little bit. Some say that when you love the game that much, it's hard to just walk away, even after 20-something seasons. Corey, what are your thoughts about the things that Gisselle have been saying about Tom, and him not keeping certain promises, so to speak?
I think, yeah, I think she has a right to feel that way. And to be fair to Tom, like you can't play football forever. Like he's already like 85 years old, already playing quarterback, right? Yep. And I do think, I think you do get out when the getting is good. Yep. I actually thought he was going to retire when he won the championship with the Bucks. And then he, quote unquote, retired, or it may have been the next season after that. He, quote unquote, retired and unretired and stuff like that. And so I'm like, now how is this going over with Mrs. Brady, aka Gisselle Bundchen? Yep. Football is his second wife.
Yep.
And I think that when she put up with a lot, bro. Like, this ain't some normal housewife person who's just happy to be here.
Yep.
Like, I would imagine, I don't know everything about modeling or anything, but she's a freaking supermodel, dog.
Yeah.
Now, I don't like her better than my girl Tyra Banks and Naomi Campbell, but that's neither here nor there. But hey, she's a supermodel. She looks great, yada, yada. Yeah. And so the sacrifices, you're a parent, I'm a parent. We all make sacrifices for our kids. And we need our other half, if nothing else, just to balance out. Because there may be times where you may want to do something and your wife may have to carry on the brunt of, even if it's just watching the kid for a night or two, and vice versa, right? Same deal with me and my wife.
Of course.
Okay, I got, just like now, I'm doing a podcast. Let me be crystal clear to everyone. My wife allows for me to do the podcast. She allows, I don't care, ain't got no ifs, ands, buts about it. Hey, my wife allows, no, you want to be a man? No. My wife allows for it because she could easily make this be hellacious by saying, well, you don't need to be up there for no 45, 50 minutes while I'm down here with the kid by myself. I'm already watching the kid all day. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So getting back to Tom Brady, the deal is that Tom Brady is stating allegedly that, hey, well, look, after this, I'm done. Just give me 2 more years. Give me till I'm 45. Well, 45 and came and went. You still here, right? Okay, and then it's kind of like, well, Gisselle, again, she don't put her life either on hold or at least scaled back with the kids. And I get it. You got the nannies and all that stuff. But the nannies, yeah, they take care of the kids, but that ain't the same as that parent. And you got things that you want to do. I'm already my baby girl ain't number 3 months, Big V. And I'm already envisioning things that we're going to do as a family. Me, my wife, and Corey together. Right. And so I could only imagine that the age that his daughters are at already and how much is already missed. Giselle's like, man, come on, man. I thought you said you was going to. Yeah, I know what I said, but and therein lies your problem, Big V.
You know, I agree with you on everything, but I gotta, I got I gotta come with some funny shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
I know this is a serious topic, but I have to read this for you. Corey, and ladies and gentlemen, I don't care if this statement is true or not. This is some funny stuff that I'm about to read. This statement has supposedly come from Gisselle. I think we all know that it doesn't come from Gisselle. But boy, I have to share this because this is hilarious. This is a supposed statement from Gisselle.
Okay. Well, allegedly, okay.
I quote, "This all started when we moved to Florida. It was like Tom became a different person the second we crossed state line. His smooth olive skin turned into a chapped, stinging red leather. He started cutting off the sleeves on all of his shirts. He goes grocery shopping shirtless now. He applied a Salt Life sticker to our Land Rover. Salt Life? What does that even mean?"
That's what she said. What does that mean?
Hold on. I'm not this more. I've asked so many people, no one actually knows, but everyone insists that they're living it. I told Tom, it's Florida or your supermodel wife. And he looked at me, took off his shirt, and went to go buy something called a pub sandwich. He doesn't even eat bread.
This can't be true. This can't. But it is entertaining as hell. Please continue. No. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, fam. Listen, I know that probably isn't true, but I just had to read that because that is funny as hell. Because I would just imagine Tom really going grocery shopping shirtless in Florida.
No,
not that it would be a something abnormal because people do that at the beach and things like that.
Yeah, at the beach. Yeah, I get maybe.
But just to hear that coming from supposed Gisselle, that is funny. That has to be a fake statement. You know what I mean? I just want to share that. But
oh gosh.
But man, yeah, man. If that's what you told her, man, you
got to honor that, right?
It's tough, but on the other hand, I understand. When you have been doing something for so long, and you now it just comes to an end abruptly.
Yeah,
it's hard to shake it, man. And then I don't know his goals. His goal could be going for $1 billion. You know what I mean? He may want to be a $1 billion athlete, and I don't. So You have that too, but that's tough.
That's tough, man. My wife made a real excellent point about this. And I remember at one of my clients, she'd been married to her husband for 30 years. And, at this time, I was just getting married to my wife. So this was back in 2015, 2016. Yeah. I said, wow, 30 years. And y'all still just love each other. Y'all seem like y'all just fresh out of high school. Like, y'all still got that fresh puppy love. She was like, what's the secret? And she was like, oh, he's never home. He's never home. Like, what do you mean he's never home? That's your husband. So no. My husband drives trucks throughout the weeks, and I only see him on the weekends. And so my wife, and I got to give her props, she's basically like, well, you think about it, right? Like, Tom has always been doing this thing either with the Patriots or with the Buccaneers, respectfully, with the teams that he's with at that time, right? And so, being in the NFL, obviously, is time consuming. Probably the only person who's probably at the facility more is the coach, right? And the quarterback's supposed to be like number two, obviously outside the head coaches. And so you think about the first time he retired, my wife was like, well, when he retired and he's home all the time, that's new to him. Yeah. And not only is it new to him, it's new to the dynamic of their relationship.
Absolutely.
And so what she suspects is that Tom may not be cool with that. Right? Like, Gisselle may be the one like, hey, you need to stay home. Tom may like be like, yo, like, I'm cool with the kid. I've been doing this since I was in college.
I just came on this podcast last week and described a whole scenario of me just trying to play a video game in peace.
Yes, you did.
In peace. Yeah. So when you're Tom and you got balls bouncing over here, your son in the next room going crazy, and you ain't got that peace, you like, yo, I don't care how big the crib is. It gets small. It gets small real quick. Trust me.
Wow.
Trust me. Your wife is 1,000% white. That makes the dynamic of the relationship totally different. Because again, you're not people aren't factoring things as also he's getting in her way a bit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? She might be trying to wash clothes and he in the kitchen. Yo, watch out, man. Yo, I'm usually here for Dolo. This is my time I be doing this, that, and the third. He's just standing here. That it could go crazy. Or vice versa. Like you said, she could be loving it. But it's the fact that Tom, you don't know how to handle that when you just at the crib. You gotta think, people didn't even know how to handle the pandemic.
You're right.
When you just had to sit home for a minute. So just imagine Tom, after 16 years or over 20 years, everything is coming, boom, and you at the crib. Like that. You at the crib now. Different.
Yeah.
Different, man.
Damn. This is makes you say, what the hell, man? Everybody breaking up and shit. I don't know what the hell.
Oh man, speaking of what the hell, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the what the hell segment. Brought to you by who is brought to you by, Corey?
It is brought to you by me, solo, my damn self. And I will say this, I'm gonna give you a little bit of insight. Now, it is co-sponsored by my baby girl who's downstairs asleep or either harassing my wife for a bottle. Give or take. That's the only one. But 99.999% of this segment is me. And it is brought to you by me. And the victim today, Big V, the Washington Commanders. My God.
What the Commanders did, man?
Big V, I want to quote a story out of ESPN.com about comments that was made by my guy, who I love wholeheartedly, Riverboat Ron Rivera. So
shout out to Riverboat Ron, man. We miss you out here.
Riverboat Ron.
We miss you out here in the Carolinas.
What's up, Ron? Come back to Panthers, man. Ron, they need you, big dog. So a reporter asked him about what was going on with Washington, and I quote, they asked, why are the Commanders 1-4 in his third season compared with the other teams in the NFC East division who are all 4-1? I just want to paint the picture. Why are you 1-4, Riverboat Ron, while everybody else is 4-1? Ron answered with one word: quarterback. End quote. Now, since then, Riverboat Ron has moved off his statement and gave further clarification. And you really have to see it to get the full gist. Why are you 1-4 while everybody else in your division 4-1? Quarterback. Any other questions? Now let's paint a picture real quick. Now keep in mind that Carson Wentz was booted from your team, the Colts, where the owner Jim Irsay came out publicly and stated, "Hey, we made a mistake drafting or bringing Carson Wentz over here." Now, fast forward, Carson Wentz goes to the Commanders, and one of the first things they said in the first few weeks of Carson's appearance with the Commanders by Riverboat Ron was that, "Oh, we want you here. We want you here, Carson Wentz. You're here. We want you here." It ain't like it was at the Colts. We want you here. But then it's just week 5. And, well, what are the problems? Quarterback. End quote. And then he backed up and kind of cleared it up. Well, what I meant to have said was, and I'm quoting, quarterbacks have been in place longer than Wentz he had in Washington. Every other team is set at quarterback with Daniel Jones with the Giants, right? You got Jalen Hurts with Philadelphia, and you got Prescott with the Cowboys. Quarterback. Now, I don't know what you're thinking of, Riverboat Ron, and this ain't about him being wrong. I think he's right. I think Carson Wentz caught a genie in the bottle that year in Philadelphia before he got injured. He's not wrong. But Riverboat Ron, if you already got a fragile quarterback mentally, you don't want to say that out loud. Riverboat Ron watched the Commanders as a staff record label and as a mother effing crew. What the hell?
What the hell, Corey? And Corey, to even add that before we get out of here, that is so disrespectful to say to a Super Bowl winning quarterback, because those guys haven't won a damn thing.
I'm going to tell you how Shaka Khan told me. I feel for you. I feel for you, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, man, we love y'all, man. We're going to get up out of here, man. Corey, I appreciate your time, man. We're going to see y'all next week, man. Tell the family I said what's up, man. You know what I mean?
Tell your family I said the same, my brother.
Stay safe, everybody, man. Peace, my guy.
Peace.